Hi, welcome to Eve's house. I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about when Eve was first born and just kind of go through a little bit of my experiences of being on ICU critical care units, whatever you want to call it. So Eve was born on 28th of December 2015. She'd been prenatally diagnosed, as I've told you in previous blogs, with diaphragmatic hernia. So they knew that Eve was going to need to be ventilated, intubated, where they put the tube straight down into the chest and breathe for them, basically, straight away. So I had a planned delivery at our regional maternity hospital, yeah, she was born and they took her straight from me, intubated her at the side. I couldn't really see what was going on, if I'm honest. There was quite a fair amount of, there was like a team of 6 around her, all doing their jobs. They were very good. It was very organised. It was quite calm in a lot of ways. I was obviously very anxious and didn't know what was going off, and yeah, that was really difficult. So then they took her away, and it was another 4.5 hours until we got to see her. And when we did see her, there was lines, there was tubes, there was so much coming off her. She was in this incubator. She looked poorly. She looked really poorly. And you know, I think if you've ever had any children, you know that actually after labour, children don't tend to look amazing anyway. You know, it's a big trauma for them as well. So on top of that, being a critically ill baby, you know, it does have its impacts. So yeah, we had a conversation with the consultant that was on, and they were quite worried about her from the beginning. Yeah, she really struggled. She struggled for the first 3 or 4 days, and it's difficult. It's difficult to be in that situation. I think the way I described it is, I kind of felt a little bit like I was underwater. I just felt like I was in a bubble. I don't know how to better to explain it than that. I knew what was going off, and I kind of had all these emotions and was distraught. But I don't think I really knew what was going off at the same time. I did, but I'm not sure if you have this kind of protection against yourself, if it's just shock. I can't tell you what does that and how it does that. But for me, it's really surreal in a way, I think. I'm not sure if your body can come to terms with exactly how ill your own child is and what's going off. So that was difficult. And I just, at that point, I didn't understand much as well. You know, they were telling me things, and I did understand what they were telling me. I just didn't have the experience that I have now, you know, nearly 3 years later. I've been around it so much that you learn to pick things up, and you get more confident with the condition and confident with what you're hearing, and more confident to ask questions and all those sorts of things. So yeah, I think at first it's such a difficult time. Eve was, like I said, very poorly, and unfortunately at 4 days old she had to be taken to another specialist hospital 70 miles from where we were to have a life-saving procedure, a specialist procedure, and that was very difficult. You know, them coming and saying to me, actually, we don't really have a choice. You know, if we don't take her, she's not going to make it, and that's very, very difficult. And that was kind of the start of our journey, really. And I don't want to go on for ages and ages about it. So I suppose I think the best thing that I think would just to go in little snippets of it. So I'm going to kind of leave it there for now, and then I'll come back to a little bit more of our journey onto PICU, and yeah, and just give you my experiences and how I kind of felt and the emotions that I went through and all those different sort of things. So I'm out for now. Thanks, bye.